Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the temple. We begin our service as we sing together Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, how good and how pleasant it is to be here together and to welcome Shabbat together.
Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet amim kam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet amim kam yachad. Hinei ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hinei ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, ya la 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 la. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet amim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet amim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet amim gam yachad.
And we turn to page 2 for the blessing for the candles. I would like to invite Sarah Harlan and Rachel Schwartz to lead us at the blessings for the candles and the fruit of the vine.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to those who behold us. Keep going. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Do you want to say what?
We turn to page 5.
Okay. Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Amen.
To read the English. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
And we turn now in our handouts to the prayer for reproductive freedom as we're celebrating the National Council of Jewish Women, Repro Shabbat, the Shabbat that is dedicated for reproductive freedom. I would like to invite Beth and Mike Solomon to lead us in the reading of the prayer. There should be copies for everyone, whether you have the bigger handout that the National Council of Jewish Women produced or just the copies that we did here at the temple.
A prayer for reproductive freedom. May we always remember that each person is created in the image of the sacred, endowed with the inherent right to autonomy and respect. May we create a caring and loving community and nation that reveres this dignity in each of us. May we understand our obligations to one another. We are all inherently holy and should be treated as such. May we find within ourselves the collective will to create a just society in which reproductive justice, the holy right to own the personhood of one's own body, to have or not to have children, to raise any children in safety and community is foundational. May we endow each other with the strength, resolve, and courage we need as we walk together toward a liberatory world. May we always follow the leadership of those most impacted by the harms of reproductive oppression, May we listen and learn. May our country become a place of true liberty and justice for all. May our relationships with each other be ones of care and deep respect. May we walk together on the path of community as we work together to ensure truly accessible abortion care for all. Amen.
Thank you. And we turn now to page 20 to welcome the Sabbath bride as we sing together Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom umevorach. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom umevorach.
We rise as we turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu. And we read together on page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch Ata Adonai, Amariv Aravim. And we turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema.
with all your soul and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, upon your gate, and upon your gates. Then you shall remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
And we read together on page 36. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And we turn to page 40 to sing together Michamocha.
Kamocha nidar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, osefele. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai.
Turn to the bottom of page 43, and we join together in reading at the bottom of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Be fair for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch Ata Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת כולם ישביעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. וחשבי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וגורא עונג שבת.
We rise for the tefillah on page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children, for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezras Sarah. And we join together. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You cause the wind to shift and rain to fall. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up, and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated as we turn to page 61 for the blessing for shalom, for peace and wellness and wholeness. Please join me. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, or eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, amvarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We take a moment for a silent prayer. We all need healing and courage and strength in our lives, in the life of everyone that is dear to us. The Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and courage and strength, is on page 253, as we name in our hearts those we know that need healing and courage and strength. we join in singing Mi Sheberach.
Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
There is a book in the Bible that is called Lamentations. It's a book that is devoted to weeping and crying and mourning after crisis. There's a verse there in the first chapter, verse 16, that says, "For these things do I weep, my eyes flow with tears." The name of the book in Hebrew is not Lamentations, it's Echa, which means, how could it be? The writer of the book looks at the world around them and doesn't understand, how could it be such devastations, such brokenness, and writes, "For these things do I weep, my eyes flow with tears." These are tough days for Jewish people, for the people of Israel, as we weep and mourn the hostages that came back in coffins instead of alive. Their death symbolize brokenness, loss of humanity, loss of naivete, murdering elderly people, mothers, babies, is not only the loss of people that are dear to us, but it's also the loss of values. Our hearts are broken. Their names became part of every Jewish home. They became a symbol to the brokenness and the devastation of October 7. Kfir and Ariel Bibas. Kfir was 9 months when he was kidnapped, and Ariel was 4. And their images, their videos, the voice of their laughters has filled Jewish homes all over the world in the last months. I never, and I'm sure you all never, but I never cried so much on somebody that I did not even know. I never met. I don't know the family. I don't know anyone related to them. And yet, the heartbreak is almost unbearable. This Shabbat is a Shabbat that is a special Shabbat, not only because it's reproductive rights Shabbat. There is a special reading in the Torah this Shabbat. It's the Shabbat that is called Sefer HaBrit, the book of covenant, or the scroll of covenant. And it's the Shabbat that comes after the great moment of Sinai, where God gives us what we call the 10 Commandments, the 2 tablets of covenant, and we begin our journey as a people with Torah, as a people with teaching, with values that are uniting us, with direction, with goals. And in this Torah portion, we begin to put in order those values into laws and precepts and mitzvot that would guide us. And it seems so timely. It seems that the world and our world need so much this direction, these laws, these precepts. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not covet, observe, honor, thou shalt not steal. The Israeli poet Zelda writes about it in a wonderful poem. I will not fly in space unbridled, lest a cloud swallow the delicate sense in my heart that separates good from evil. I have no existence without the lighting and the voices that I have heard in Sinai. Values keep our world from falling into chaos, and unfortunately, we are watching the world and we see those values not being respected. We all hope for better news tomorrow. We all hope that 6 hostages would come back to us alive and in good shape. And hopefully we will not stop caring and fighting and mentioning the names of those hostages until the last one gets back to their home. And speaking about values, this Shabbat that is about reproductive rights also brings 2 very important narratives and values that are Jewish values, that are part of our tradition. There is a division in our country that is not part of our tradition, of our sacred scriptures. Judaism is at the same time pro-life and at the same time believes that every person has the right and the freedom to make their own choices. I think that the division in our country is based on politics, on a total misunderstanding of the Hebrew Bible. The first mitzvah, the first commandment in our Torah, actually in the first chapter of the book of Genesis, in the first book, is be fruitful and multiply. Be pro-life. Fill the earth with life. And in the state of Israel, the only Jewish state in the entire world, that pro-life is symbolized by the fact that through the national health insurance that every resident and every citizen has, every treatment that will bring life to the world is paid by the government with no limitations. It's paid by the national health insurance of Israel. And Israel is one of the most advanced countries, if not the most advanced country, when it comes to fertility treatment. At the same time, being pro-life in the Jewish state of Israel means that childcare is also supported by the government, and from age 2 till the end of high school, education is with no cost to the parents. On top of that, the government actually pays a monthly subsidy to every family for each child until they reach 18. That's what it means to be pro-life in the most deep and true sense of the word pro-life. At the same time, abortions in Israel are legal. Not only that they're legal, they're accessible. Every hospital in Israel allows to have an abortion. And it's also paid by the national health insurance that every resident and every citizen gets in Israel. Even the one and only ultra-Orthodox Jewish hospital that there is in the world, Sharet Tzedek in Jerusalem. By the way, if you ever are in Jerusalem and you need a hospital, go to Sharet Tzedek. You might find it that I don't want to go to an ultra-Orthodox hospital, it's the best hospital in Jerusalem. And there, not only that abortions are legal, the ultra-Orthodox rabbi ruled, not that he has the authority to force people to have an abortion, but in certain cases that you must have an abortion if the embryo has an incurable disease like Tay Sachs, says the rabbi, there should be an abortion. We all know that the issue of reproductive rights and abortions is a very complex and problematic issue. And there's a huge controversy. How do you say that?
Controversy.
Thank you, whatever they said in our country, both socially and politically. But it's not a theoretical subject. There's a good chance that every one of us knows at least one person, if not more, that had to deal with that decision. And our tradition teaches us that human beings own their bodies, own the decisions that have to do with what happens with their bodies. You know, I looked and searched the issue of reproductive right in our tradition. I was asked to write for the case that Aaron Kemper is representing in our Supreme Court, how is it called? Not an epidemic. And when you give a statement to the court, we have a brief, yes, about the Jewish tradition. Thank you. You're very helpful tonight. About the Jewish tradition and the issue of abortions. And I only found one rabbi that speaks against abortions. It's in the 20th century, and I'll share with you the reasoning. If the joke was not on us, we would think that it's funny, but there is some humor in that position. But other than that rabbi, all through our sacred scriptures, there's a clear understanding that the embryo is not considered a human being. This is why we can be pro-life and at the same time allow people to make decisions about their own bodies and about the future of the embryo. The rabbis are saying that the embryo is part of the woman's body, and in the words of Rashi that are quoted by all rabbis making that decision, until the head and most of the body comes out, it is not considered a human being, which means that it's the good and welfare of the human being, the pregnant woman, that makes the decision, whether it's a health risk or an economical risk or a social risk. But our tradition also speaks about the fact that there are matters that should not be decided by the community. What people do in the most intimate parts of their body, in the most private issues that have to do with their bodies, should not be a decision that is made by the society. It should be made by people themselves. So I'll end by sharing the one good reason that there is in our sacred scriptures. It's from a 20th century rabbi, an Orthodox rabbi, why we shouldn't have abortions. After when you write a brief, when you write an halachic opinion, you have to bring all the previous opinions there. So he writes and he admits that all rabbis agree that an embryo is not considered a human being. But then he says, there's another mitzvah, we're a holy people. And the Pope doesn't agree that there should be abortions, and we should not make another people holier than us. So that's the reason why we should do that. I thought at first it's funny because that's the first time I saw in an halachic ruling that we just want to be holier than the Pope. But other than that, Judaism is both pro-life and pro-choice. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Our anthem is Elohai. The words can be found on page 78. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenetata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, אתה ביראת, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. אלוהי, אלוהי, נשמה, שנתת בי טהורה היא.
Please rise for the Aleinu on page 283. Please join me as we read together in the middle of page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world.
You are our God, there is none else. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Please be seated. We turn now to page 287 as we read together on page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד. It has been said Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth, and on that day Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one, and God's name will be one. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Ana Luz Gonzalez, Terry Lasson, Minx Auerbach, David Davis, Florence Schenkin, Harry Ziegart, Sophie Friedman, Dr. Herbert S. Waller, Francis Wolfson, Dorothy Geller, Joseph Rao, Ben Shapiro, Warren Sparks, Gittel Zaller, Janice Bailing, Ann Friedman, Ann Leslie Hess, Howard Jacobs, Shoshana Katz, Toby Levy, Blanche Planck, Raphael Semes, Rhea Silverstone Abrams, Shirley Katz, Curtis Pittman, Martin Zimov, Jack Serkowitz, Wanda Goodbab, Natina Tina Kasten, Florence Shorin, Roberta Wasserstorm, and in recent days, Kfir Bibas, Ariel Bibas, Brett Bauman, and Oded Lifshitz. We think of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories of our loved ones in our hearts, we turn to page 294 as we rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Please join me. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom. We ask God to bring shalom, peace, and wellness and wholeness to all humanity.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru amen. V'yimeru amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Please join us for the oneg provided by the women of Reform Judaism, and please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you never met. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.